When I was at New York Magazine, and I was 12 years old, basically, and I didn't think I knew anything, but I was their financial writer, and everybody, from the receptionist on up to the editor-in-chief, who was a pretty wealthy, made a lot of money and all that stuff, everybody would ask me what to do with their money, and I thought, what do I know? There are really a few basic things I know, but surely they know these things too, but they didn't. Most people don't know the basics or don't realize that that's all they need to know. So it turns out that unlike cooking or chess or gardening or just about anything, learning tons more about how to invest doesn't necessarily make you a better investor. Makes you a better cook or a better chess player and all that. Not necessarily a better investor, because actually the more you know, the more hooked you can get on kind of the gambling aspects of it, or the things that involve lots of in and out trading and transaction costs and taxes if you do have profits. And the transaction costs and the in and out trading and the cost of the newsletters and all that, that really drags down your performance. In previous editions of this book, once there were index funds, I joined a lot of other people who said, look, if you just invest in index funds, you'll do better than 90% of your friends and neighbors, because there is no transaction costs, they're very tax efficient, and you'll do almost exactly as well as the market, which will be better than virtually all the professionals who do have the transaction costs and so on and so forth. This new edition, there's actually better index funds that are weighted better, so I'm quite excited about the new edition. And there are a couple things that make you perhaps even better than 90% of the 10% who you're already in the top 10% with index funds. But basically, these are really simple things. If you invest in index funds with the money you want in the stock market, and if you don't take big risks in things you don't understand, if you're a buyer, I've always said, instead of a sellee, if you buy the things that you decide are prudent and sensible, instead of being sold the things that, a well-meaning college roommate has, he gets a commission or she gets a commission selling you. So these basic things never change. And what's so much fun about for me for the book, other than being lazy and not having to do too much work, a lot of the words in the book are exactly the way they were in 1978. There are these basic, simple things that everybody needs to know. And beyond that, most people shouldn't even take the time or the trouble to risk trying to compete with the pros. Just stick with the basics.